And we're joined by Simon Mayo and Mark Kermode. Welcome to you both. Don't start eating yet, because I'm going to ask you a question.
Don't start eating ever. It's popcorn. It's evil.
I thought the BBC were cutting
You're not
back
allowed
on
to start
things like
throwing
this.
it.
We are, but you know this programme has a massive budget.
Why did anyone design the noisiest snack in the world as a thing to have in cinemas? I mean, it's completely insane.
We
it
are
makes
not
no
here
sense
to
at all.
talk popcorn.
That's great.
We are here to talk about whether films are a good way to escape politics, which I think a lot of people use, obviously, movies as an escape, but they're also a good way to tackle political issues, are they not?
Well, my feeling about it is that all stories are political, whether or not they, whether, for example, you go to the cinema to go and see Suffragette, which is obviously a political story, or, I remember growing up on the Planet of the Apes movies, and I guarantee you everything I know about politics I learnt from the Planet of the Apes movies.
Because that's a highly political movie.
Yeah.
All five of them are, yeah. The first one's about vivisection, the second one is about mutually assured destruction, Conquest of the Planet of the Apes is about, urban uprising and revolution, the last one is about the creation of the United Nations. They are genuinely, if you're a teenager, that's a way of getting involved in it, because it's fantastical and imaginative, but actually they are serious stories. And that's not just a sort of crass joke. No. I genuinely think that the Planet of the Apes movies are a very good approach
I
to
agree with
politics.
you. I remember them with a political message.
Well, there we go.
Simon?
You're agreeing with Andrew.
I know,
Are you going to agree, or would you like a little dissident noting here?
Well, no, I always think that the politics movies that you really want to... I think you want to make a choice. If you're going to go and see Suffragette, you know that's going to be a political movie. It's not going to tell the whole story. It's going to tell part of it. But I would think that the political movies that are particularly fine would be the ones that I would like to choose to go and see, like Frost Nixon, for example, as an analysis of a political interview is fabulous, because you learn from that. First of all, you can get anyone if you pay $600,000, which is what David Frost had to do.
A lot of money in these days.
A lot of money.
Still a lot of money.
Plus a bit of popcorn. And also the fact that if you do no prep, which he didn't do, which David Frost didn't do for the first two encounters, you don't get anywhere. Then he did all the prep for the third one, and
he won.
He got Nixon to say something that he would say. For explicitly political movies, are they tougher to raise money to make?
Nobody pays to go to the cinema because the thing says this is an explicitly political movie, which is why whenever people talk about political movies, they start talking about Ken Loach, although of course the interesting thing with Loach is that all his greatest successes are films which appeal on a human level, and actually the politics are an inherent part of it. You don't ever sell a movie by saying, hey, come and see a variation on the theme of Boy Meets Tractor. That doesn't sell tickets. But that's why all the best political movies are movies which are movies that work and happen to have politics as an integral part of them.
Just occasionally, like in Steven Soderbergh's Contagion, which is about a virus breaking out and killing lots of people, it just got a little subversive message in, because Jude Law plays a homeopathic conspiracy theorist and blogger who meets a very nasty death. And you could see everyone else going, yep, that's exactly what we... And you can tell Steven Soderbergh saying, that's what I think of your nonsense, which I think was...
Do you have a favourite political movie?
I would think possibly Lincoln, in the sense that it really describes what it's like trying to get deals. I mean, that's in the middle of the Civil War, but the man is still having to do the deals all the time, and use the charm and persuade and get the last vote.
Very faithful in historical accuracy too. I mean, the parts are almost documentary.
And of course, absolutely beautifully played. And I suppose probably all the President's Men. I think,
hard not to have that on anybody's list. Liz?
I mean, generally speaking, I would never go and see an explicitly political film. I want to get away from that when I'm, got my time off. But my favourite is The Candidate, with Robert Redford, 1970s. It's because usually those American films are either you're this complete saint idealist or you're a miserable, cynical, nasty person. And The Candidate is great because he's none of those things. It also is a film that spends a lot of time focused on the audience, which most political films don't. And it's also for the final killer line, which I won't say now if you've not seen it.
It's a good film. All the President's Men is a good film. Lincoln is a slightly different case because there's a lot of weight, but it's not arguably Spielberg's most cinematic work.
No, that's true. Your new book, Movie Doctors.
Yes.
Right? And it's about prescribing films for people to watch in certain moods or even with certain ailments. So help our viewers. People suffering from insomnia.
Well, for insomnia, we tend to prescribe The Piano, the Jane Campion movie. Welcome to New Zealand, where it's raining
all the time.
all the time, and it rains. It's like spending a night in a caravan. It just rains incessantly.
All right.
So our movies is not bad movies, just movies where nothing happens.
Can I just suggest that another cure for insomnia is the entire back catalogue of Michael Bay, who made all the Transformers movies, which everyone said they're so loud and thrilling, but I remember falling asleep in one of them because it was
the
just...
same thing happens all the time.
It's the same thing happens. It's loud robots hitting each other. You can drift off, you can wake back up, the loud robots are still hitting each other. It's...
Okay, if, like Michael, you begin to feel a bit old and tired, what would you suggest?
Well, I would prescribe, first of all, Driving Miss Daisy. Because
Oh, come on.
no, look,
That's
Jessica,
a bit- that's
You
a
could
bit
drive
rough.
Liz around.
Jessica Tandy, at the age of 80, puts in her best ever performance. You know, imagine that we get to 80
It
and
lies ahead
people
of
go,
me.
that on a double bill with arsenic and old lace, because all the pension reform is very confusing, and you can fill in all the forms and so on. But actually, maybe you just get to old age and you should just murder people and live off their own.
Like a
No, hold on, I want to go on. What
gonna
about
get
Liz?
something
She
bad
only
in
got
for me.
4% of the vote in the Labour leadership
4.5.
contest.
4.5.
All right, 4.5.
4.5.
Oh, let's round it up to 5 then.
Thank you.
Yeah, it makes you feel... What would you suggest she should watch to cheer
Well, I
her
think,
up?
look, in terms of cheering up, instead of the old age, with the Bubba Hotep, which is about Elvis Presley and JFK in a retirement home fighting an Egyptian
This is for
curse.
Liz now.
The for cheering up, you know, laughter is always the best remedy. And it's funny, we've been doing a tour about the movie doctors, and we've been showing clips, and the stuff which cheers people up the most is slapstick comedy. We've been showing Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin and Laurel and Hardy pushing a piano up a flight of stairs, and it is amazing how much it doesn't matter what kind of mood you're
So
in.
you're
That
saying
stuff
when I went
always
to
works.
see the new Macbeth just after the
That's not
leadership
gonna
contest,
cheer you up.
that was
Probably
possibly
not the best
a man
choice,
falling
you know.
into insanity.
That
But the
Right.
music
The other
box
way.
will definitely, whatever mood you're in, the music box will make you feel better.
Or Mamma Mia.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Ah, yes.
Or the
Definitely.
collected works of Richard Curtis, apart from The Boat That Rocked.
Good luck with the
And
book,
forward.
the movie doctors.
Thank you
That's
very
great.
much. Thank you.
Just watch the penguins in Madagascar. That'll cheer you up.